Hello YouTube! We're halfway through the Disneyland learning program. We've done our past 3.5 months and we've got 3.5 months left, and I wanted to do a recap and get out there how this is going. The first thing you need to know is that it was 10 people, 10 or 11 of us that started the program. So far we're 5. So it's hard. Like, I don't think there's anything that's gonna illustrate how hard this is, that half of the people are gone. The first month you get the option of, it's the probation month, so you can either stay or leave, and Disney might ask you to leave too. And we had some people leave back then, and then things have stabilized until a couple of weeks ago when another 2 girls left. I think might be because at the beginning you are either assigned to the front of the kitchen, where the Disneyland program focused on restoration, so you get either front or kitchen. It's different people to work with, different workload, and a different costume too. The kitchen costume is really ugly and really uncomfortable. So there's people like me who start in the kitchen, and then there's others that started at the front, and we're getting changed now. It's a really big difference. In the kitchen you deal with food all the time. It's physically, I think it's less hard on the front, but it's also really boring. Once you've done kebabs for over 5 days in a row, it's not mentally the best thing in the world. But then I think it's easier than the front, in the sense that in the front you're wiping tables, you're taking out bins, you're carrying really heavy trays and moving along all the time, and you also have to have a front going on because you're dealing with the customers. That's different. In the kitchen everything is more relaxed, everything is more, it's different, but it's really good that we get to see both sides. I just don't know which one I like the best. I like the costume of the front best. Now that we're halfway through the program, there's some things that I wanted to recap, and those are the hours. The working hours are hard, and they never say, well, they do say at the beginning, but they don't really emphasize how fucked up they are. You can get 8 in the morning shifts, and then 2 to 10 at night, and then they may overlap. So one day you finish at 10 and then you start at 10 the other day, and you feel like you've been living here basically. And then if you get the closes, it's always you finish really late at night, but then if you get the openings you have to wake up really early in the morning. So the hours are a bit fucked up, and you never know in advance. It's only 1 or 2 weeks that you know your schedule for the week. So no way to plan trips, no way to plan doctor's appointments. It's all a bit messed up. Christmas was really harsh. That was something that I didn't see coming, because Halloween you spend here, it's fine. Summer, spring, but Christmas, winter, it's been a really harsh winter. We've had snow, we've had hail, we've had ice in the ground, we've had -10 and -8 degrees for weeks on a row without having a break, and winter has been tough. But Christmas especially, it was really hard because they took lessons away from us, which was a really shitty move on Disney's part. So we had to work even more during a time that you're usually with your family and feeling, you know, it was not the best, in all honesty. The biggest thing that I wanted to convey is how big a language barrier there is. When I first interviewed, they said, it's fine if you don't have French. If you don't speak French, it's fine, we're gonna teach you here. And then you get here, and you need French to communicate with the reception. You need French to communicate with the cashiers at the shops. You need French to communicate in your restaurant, because they're really keen on not speaking to you in any other language except for French, which is good for the development of French, and it's really bad for the first few weeks because you don't understand a thing. You can't convey and explain anything in French, and at the beginning you need some guidance, especially if you've never worked restoration before. You need some guidelines, and they really don't explain much, because now that I've gone to the front and I can speak and communicate, they still don't explain to me what I have to do. But at the beginning it was even worse, because I couldn't communicate, and there was the language was big part of feeling out of place. And I know that, for example, one of the girls has recently dropped out. It's because she thought that her French was not improving, and she didn't feel like this was going anywhere because she still had a lot of problems in her restaurant communicating with the people. And it's true that for me, the lessons have helped a lot, and but I don't think the lessons alone are cutting it. For me, the fact that I started in the kitchen, that everybody's been speaking to me and between themselves in French a lot, and how I've had Duolingo and all the TV shows that I watch them and with French subtitles now, and that's what's really helped, I think. So the language barrier it's such a big thing here. And it's also because in my interview, the head for the program told me, look, your tutor told me that for you, you're a good worker, but you're shy and you don't speak a lot, and you're really recoiled. And I've been talking to you for 10 minutes and you're really fine. And I was like, yeah, look, I had to take a deep breath and say, look, what's not fair is that, of course, I seem as a shy person and that I don't speak, which is not true, because you see, it's not true. But when you get here and you don't speak the language, you cannot communicate with people. And yes, I appear as shy because whenever they joke and whenever they talk, I just stand there and go like, because I cannot, like, there's no way that I can be in a conversation in French without like knowing the language. And in the lessons we get really specific vocabulary about kitchen stuff and maybe like dealing with customer stuff, but we don't get the regular words. The other day I went to the post station and for fuck's sake I did not know how to say stump. How do you say stump? And I couldn't get it through. I was like, I don't know the word for stump, so I had to describe the whole process just because I didn't know how to say stump. So sorry, I get passionate about the language. This is what I just want to get out there. This is so far the program. The program has been working a lot, struggling with the language, struggling with the weather. The good things, of course, are you are in Paris, you have access to the park. It's been so cold and we don't go. The other day I froze my ass off trying to watch Dreams and I had to just go home because it's too cold. But we do get access to the park and to Season of the Forest, and the French, although challenging, it's really improving, and I'm able now to phone and to talk, like communicate, something that I was not able when I got here 3 months ago. It's only been 3 months. It feels like ages, but it's only been 3 months. And I'm not sure how many of us are gonna see this through, and even if I'm going to see this through, but the thing is, this is what the program is like so far, and I didn't want to glorify it or just do as some I've seen do, just post cute pictures of the park and of the performers and neglect the fact that we are working in restoration and we have ugly costumes and we don't work on the parade and wave at people for a living or are dressed in princess dresses. No, this is also part of Disneyland, and if anybody is considering doing the program, I believe they should have the whole information. So this is the 3-month update. Let's see what else comes our way, and I hope to see you guys here soon, and if not, I'll see you here on YouTube. But either way, thank you so much for watching and have a good day and goodbye.